What we're looking at here is a pile of debris. They stockpile out here at loading dock. Right over in that area there is all of the plywood and some of the rotted and cupped floor that's been ripped out. They've picked up the crew pretty well. We've had over 20 each day, and then as of today on Friday we have 30 guys here. So they've picked up the pace pretty well as far as ripping up and getting rid of some of the material. Waiting on the excavator to come back, crush this stuff up and load it to the dumpsters and haul it out of here. I'm in building 7, the entrance of the parking garage area that is corrugated. It's going to be torn down once we sandblast in here. The guys have moved into the first floor of building 8, sandblasting in there. That's going pretty well quickly. The anticipation is work Saturday and half day Sunday, and that should be complete. We're into the stairway on building 5. First floor is done. They're a little bit behind on the sand where we wanted to be on the sandblasting on the stairway, but we've picked up more sandblasting on the first floor of building 8. On the first floor of building 9, you can see we've got quite a bit of asbestos double bagged, tagged, and ready to go. There's also a sizable pile behind me in building 7, but it's too dark to see. The trailer has arrived on site and is being loaded. So these asbestos bags are in the process of leaving. I'm on the second floor of building 5. What we're looking at here is the asbestos tile that has been ripped up, laid out on plastic. We're waiting some barrels that are supposed to be arriving today. Get those things all loaded up in barrels. This is one item that was not on the list for David to complete. There are a couple items that he did not complete on the list. However, he's chosen to substitute other items. And it turned out that some of these were actually more important and worked out pretty well. I mean, he's manned up pretty well here. So it seems that this week was a satisfactory show of manpower and work completed. We're on the second floor of the connection between building 5 and 9, which is 7. This is an area where all of the tile was, one of the areas. This is all scraped up, swept up. And now as we turn, we can look down into building 9, where there's a petition. See if I can get where you can see it. That petition's being ripped down now, about halfway down. On the other side of that petition, which is about the midpoint of the second floor, all the pipe, all the ductwork, all the lights, everything has been cleaned, ripped out, and 99% thrown away. There's a small pile down the back corner that the boys are working on getting rid of today. So they're working in, we'll go over there, but in the Eagle Bridge, another item that was supposed to be done as far as asbestos removal, which they did accomplish. And then what they chose to do was go in there and cut the pipe, which is a real good thing. So we'll go over there, but once he's done cutting the pipe, he may finish today. More than likely it's going to be tomorrow. Then we'll kind of come back into this area. We've got another cutter, I'm being told, coming, and get the rest of this building 9 done. So here we are in the bridge over Eagle Street. See all the pipe that's gone. There was a ton of pipe in here. We'll go down a little further and get a good idea of what we had in here. There was guardrail all along both sides of this corridor. Pretty long corridor. That's been cut out. So we're back down here to about the last third of what needs to be removed. He's been in here for, I believe about 3 days. So it's feasible that he could finish cutting the rest of this pipe and guardrail and getting this out of here by the end of the day and tomorrow. The problem we're running into on some of this is these heavy steel pipes are real full of rust. When you're trying to torch cut anything with rust, it's like popcorn, it's popping back in your face. So they've been good about keeping, they have a monitor on with them all the time, bucket of water, fire extinguisher. So this is going pretty well. And we will cut down to the end where we have our cinder block wall here. What we have to investigate is where we end, how we're going to block this off. I'm assuming that what we'll do is we'll cut this pipe right to this, even with this cinder block wall. And then with this is where the adjoining building is that we do not own. And then we'll be able to close this up, fire rate this wall up on this side, I'm assuming, of the cinder block wall. That makes the most sense. We'll address that as we get closer. There is room to work in there and to be able to cut that back. We may have to stay short of that. I don't know what's on the other side, just as far as fire protection goes. So I'm going to try to get in touch with the people over there, see what we can do as far as making sure that we have some type of monitor on the other side, or be able to monitor that so that we can cut this safely and not, have an issue on the other side of the wall that we can't get to. We're on the second floor inside of one of the covered bridges that goes over the alleyway to 25 Eagle. And the guys have gotten all the transite and pipe out of here. So this has all been cleaned up pretty good. This needs to be reclad as far as historic goes. We're going to have to do some reframing in here. This building, basically, when they were pulling the transite out of here, these walls were shaking pretty good. In fact, I think in the meantime we are going to stick, to be on the safe side, some cross bracing in here, just in case we get a good blow. And it is possible that these things will move because they're in tough shape. So we'll get some cross bracing in here just to shore that up just in the meantime, until it's decided what we're going to do with the cladding or framing or any use of this space at all. Now here we are on the third floor of Building 5. You can see the guys are ripping up the areas that were marked out for them, flooring. Fourth floor is complete. They did miss one small section. I've got to send them back up and take care of that, but it's in good shape. We've established a pile that's set aside to do repairs. The rest is being discarded. Energy Electric sent down one of their guys to get temporary lighting up. You got that strung in here, Building 5, third floor, and Building 3, third floor. Reason being, they didn't judge the height of the fourth floor, so they've got to come back with a taller ladder. He was not able to reach that. So he did accomplish this. He got some temp power buckets set up that weren't set up yet. So we're well underway with that. In this area of the third floor of Building 5, this was all plywood. This came up, it was a bear to take up. Came up in little tiny pieces. But the guys got that all up. With the temp workers that we have here that are disposing of it are just about caught up with the guys that are ripping it out. So at this point, they're going to the fourth floor, and they're going to start doing a fine sweep of the fourth floor, which will then be followed with power washing. We do need to remove the windows. We're trying to coordinate that and make sure that we get this PT down here so David can remove the windows, get it power washed, get everything sealed, start working our way down. We're pretty much ready to get this ball rolling in Building 5, Building 3, and then first floor of Building 4. I'm on the second floor of Building 5. And I had a picture of this last week, but I don't believe we touched on talking about this. But when we broke through, this is where the corridor is going to run, and continue into Eagle 11. We did find we have two different floor elevations, which is not shown on the plan. So we do have some floor elevation things we have to mess with in there anyway, but it still pretty much looks like we're going to need to have a stairway within this corridor to get ourselves up into that area.